Can you give me a sentence with the word obviously? Student. Yes, yesterday, my dad was talking to a strange man. Obviously, it was a man, because if it wasn't a man, it would be a woman. Do you think this is a reasonable explanation? If you find it funny, please like and subscribe. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that is really close to my heart. The journey of being an English teacher. It's a role that often gets simplified in movies or books, but the reality is so much richer, more complex, and infinitely more rewarding than you might imagine. So, why did I choose to teach English? It wasn't just about loving Shakespeare or obsessing over grammar, rules, although I admit, I do enjoy a good debate about the Oxford. For me, it started with the magic of stories. Think about the first time a book truly transported you to another world. The first time a poem made you feel something you couldn't quite name. That's the power of language. It's not just a set of rules. It's the key that unlocks human connection, history, and imagination. I wanted to be the person who hands that key to others. My first year of teaching was, well, it was a whirlwind. I walked in with perfectly color-coded lesson plans, a heart full of idealism, and a belief that every student would hang on my every word about thematic imagery in The Great Gatsby. The reality check was swift. I had students who read far above their grade level, sitting next to students who struggled to get through a single paragraph. I had kids who loved to debate and kids who were terrified to speak. That is when I learned the first and most important lesson of teaching English. It is not about teaching a subject, it's about teaching people. You have to meet them where they are. For one student, a win might be writing a 10-page analytical essay. For another, it's just finishing a book for the first time in their life and feeling proud of it. My job is to create a space where both of those victories are celebrated. A typical day in my classroom is organized chaos, in the best way possible. The morning might start with a quick write, a do now activity where students can just free write in their journals. It's a low stakes way to get the creative gears turning. You'd be amazed at the poetry, the stories, the raw, honest thoughts that pour onto those pages when the pressure is off. It's a goldmine of insight into their worlds. Then, we might dive into a novel we're reading as a class. This is where the real fun begins. I'm not a fan of just lecturing from the front of the room. We have Socratic seminars where the students lead the discussion. They sit in a circle and the conversation flows from one person to another. My role is to be a facilitator, to nudge them with a question here and there, but mostly to watch them build on each other's ideas. Hearing a student connect a character as struggle from a 19th century novel to their own life in the 21st century, that is pure magic. It's the moment the literature stops being just words on a page and becomes alive. Of course, we have to tackle the dreaded grammar, but I try to make it fun. We use game, interactive online tools, and even analyze song lyrics to understand sentence structure and punctuation. It's about showing them that grammar isn't a weapon to make them feel bad. It's a tool to make their own writing more powerful and clear. When they see that their brilliant idea gets lost because of a confusing sentence, they suddenly become a lot more interested in where that should go. One of the biggest misconceptions about teaching English is that it's all about classic literature written by, let's be honest, a lot of old, dead white guys. While those classics have their place, it's so important to bring in diverse voices. We read contemporary authors from all over the world. We read graphic novels, articles, blog posts, and listen to podcasts. Language is evolving, and the canon of what's considered great literature should be, too. My goal is to create a bookshelf in my classroom where every single student can find a character, an author, or a story that reflects their own experience. Representation matters so much. Let's talk about the hard parts, because it's not always inspiring literary discussions. The grading is a mountain, a never-ending mountain. Reading and giving meaningful feedback on 150 essays is a marathon. It takes hours, days even. But it's also one of the most crucial parts of the job. It's a conversation between me and the student. I get to see their thought process, where they're succeeding and where they're stuck. A simple comment in the margin like "this is a brilliant insight," or "can you expand on this idea?" can be the little push they need. And then there's the emotional side. You're not just a teacher. You're a mentor, a counselor, a cheerleader, and sometimes the only stable adult in a student's life. You see their struggles, their heartbreaks, their anxieties. You help them navigate social dynamics, family issues, and the immense pressure of being a teenager. It can be emotionally draining, but it's also a profound privilege to be that person for them. Helping a student find the right words to express their feelings in a poem can be just as important as helping them ace their final exam. One of my favorite projects every year is the personal narrative. I ask students to write a true story from their own lives. The stories I get back are breathtaking. They write about moving to a new country, the loss of a grandparent, the joy of winning a championship game, the quiet pain of feeling like an outsider. They share their vulnerability, their humor, and their resilience. Srintat Moment, the community, as they share their stories with each other, they learn empathy. They see that the quiet kid in the back has a powerful story, and the popular kid has insecurities just like everyone else. Language becomes the bridge that connects them. The impact of an English teacher isn't always immediate. It's not like a math problem where you get the right answer and you're done. Sometimes the seeds you plant take years to grow. I've had students email me years after graduation, telling me that a book we read in my class changed their perspective, or that the confidence they gained in public speaking helped them land a job. One former student told me she became a lawyer because our debates in class taught her how to form a compelling argument. Another said that keeping a journal, something we started in my freshman class, helped her get through a tough time in college. Those are the moments that keep you going. They remind you that you're not just teaching them how to pass a test. You're giving them tools for life, the ability to think critically, to communicate effectively, to understand others, and to understand themselves. You're teaching them how to find their own voice and how to use it. So, for anyone out there thinking about becoming a teacher, or for anyone who just wonders what we do all day, I hope this gave you a little glimpse behind the curtain. It's a challenging, exhausting, and demanding job, but it's also filled with more joy, laughter, and moments of profound human connection than I could ever have imagined. Being an English teacher means I get to spend my days sharing the one thing that connects us all, our stories. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thanks so much for watching and listening today. If you're a teacher, share your favorite part of the job in the comments below. And if you're a student, maybe give your English teacher a shout out. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See you next time.